Themselves prepped and ready for game number 1 here between NAVI and mudgolems. We're going to leave it with our casters one more time. It's going to be Pixie and Foggo.
Run like the dogs you are.
Deal pick, right? Because they have the PL. mudgolems has last pick for mid. They take this Leshrac away and force mudgolems to go for something like Stormster, which is fine. It can still work versus the PL, but Lesh, you know, we know is the king versus PL. You just crush the... You can't play PL pretty much the entire game.
No, absolutely.
So, some nice planning from both sides for sure.
Well, let's see it. Apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen, but we're now ready to get into the action.
How dare you pause it, Owen? How dare you?
Sorry, yes. I mean, that's F9. I can't help myself sometimes. Press it. We'll see what sort of lane setups we're going to be starting with. And sort of overall, I mean, it is a game with a Spectre in. Does that necessarily mean that this is a game where if Navi don't end it by a certain point, mudgolems will sort of have the clearer path to victory in the late game, or you do think Navi's roster does fall off here if it goes too long this game?
I mean, they do. The thing is, they do have good damage and all that. They do have the PL on the Lesh, who they're gonna pump out damage later stages. I just look at dispersion. You know, like Leshrac at some point, you're gonna have to have a BKB. Once your BKB gets low, it's bound to happen. You're just gonna get eaten by these heroes. They're gonna get like mudgolems at some point in this game. If they're not super far behind, they're gonna start getting the jumps. They're gonna hunt, and then Storm gets to pick and choose who he starts the fight on. So they can kill people before BKBs and all that. So I would favor mudgolems in the later stages. But Navi, if they're able to get the ball rolling, the PL and the Leshrac do all the damage needed, so they can run over mudgolems.
Oh,
so
yeah, I mean,
we'll see.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing from Navi. If, you know, if Iceberg and V-Tune can get like their first 2 major items before the Storm and the Spectre have them, there's definitely going to be the chance that these heroes are just going to be able to run them over, and both of these heroes aren't going to get a chance to catch up. Sure, we are seeing some great Storm showings, but still very much a volatile hero. You know, wrong move early on in the game can really shake up BoraNija's plan for the rest of it. So we'll see how safe and smart he's able to play.
Ah, look at bottom. Immediately Milan cuts the wave and he just arrows the range. We're seeing this a lot now. It's just the instantly killing the range creep so that you get your level 2 fast, so you get this advantage in the lane to be able to hit the supports. It's cool. Seeing a team, everyone doing it now. I saw Secret doing it a bunch of games, and I'm seeing them on the side of mudgolems. Yeah, see how mid ends up.
I mean, this lane, it should favor the Lesh on the early stages, right?
It should, yeah.
It's hard to very hard to step up as the Storm.
I feel like BoraNija can just farm fine, though. It can just always push the lane in. It's Iceberg can threaten kills always, but BoraNija will always farm in comparison. So it should just be a little bit of a farming matchup. We'll just see if Iceberg can do the big play and actually kill BoraNija in this matchup.
And then up top, Spectre CM against the Bat and the Clock. I mean, these 2 heroes on Navi, are they going to be able to find opportunities to sort of go for Skeeter in this lane, or is it just really going to be the CM that they'll be looking out for? I mean, how hard is it for them to actually kill this Spectre early on?
I think it should be pretty damn difficult. Like, Skeeter should be able to always just dagger and get himself away. But yeah, Fada, he can play at risk. But the thing about this lane is I've seen a lot of these CMs. You don't go Aura at 2. We'll see if Fada does do that. And you get Bite, and you just go for the kill at level 2. You're actually extremely strong as Crystal Maiden when you do have that instant level 2. Like 280 damage just from your spells. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, we could see that happening. I mean, already, you know, just making sure that using his mana to keep General spammed a little low with those early daggers. Roger's going to try and come in with wrap around, gets the 2 of them in the cog. And they're able to get in upon them, and Fada takes quite a bit of a hit, but he's able to step out. Cogs will push him back to safety, in fact. He's fine.
Milan, double courier snipe down bottom. Just playing behind the creep wave. It's gonna always want to fly they're actually pretty low on regen down bottom.
But what do they have left?
Just the 2 on V2, and he has the ring of regen, so he'll be sustained, but always want to fly. He's now, you know, 33's thirsting. Oh, he's gonna maybe even connect with this here.
The silence hits, but the arrow just off the mark from the lamp. Always want to fly will be okay. A minute of play that this Rubik's gonna have to be very cautious.
And we see, you know, up top, he did go for the fight immediately when they tried to commit on to that Crystal Maiden. Skeeter, he's getting slowed down a little bit in farm, but it'll be fine. He'll be able to just get pretty much all the last hits. So now we'll watch what Roger does with this time. I think he can set up kills pretty easily on mid. He's going to go for the smoke early on. Let's see if BoraNija gets caught off guard on it here. It's going to be ruined in about 40 seconds. Roger at the ready.
See, I mean, if the Storm does step up aggressively, he'll certainly try and weave himself in. And here we go. He's coming in with the wrap round. BoraNija starting to step away with that. A little bit of a slow from the lightning, trapped in the cogs. I mean, this is when you hit the Storm hard. Nice move from Roger, coming in early. As they should be able to get away with doing this a few times before that Storm hits the 6, but at the same time, BoraNija is going to be even more careful about such moves coming in when he gets back into the action. Bottom lane, Always Wanna Fly does eventually die. A little inevitable with how low he was sitting around that lane. Take him out.
They're doing great down bottom. V-Tune, he's been slowed down a decent amount too. Just like with the Spectre, he's getting slowed down, but 33 is full health, full mana. So, well, he'll be full mana pretty soon. He'll be able to just continue pressuring this with the CM aura. Blood Red doesn't cost mana, so you always have the mana to be able to spam that. This is going to be a very farmed Bloodseeker down here.
I think they're going to have to see what sort of moves Iceberg's able to make when he gets his first item on. He's going to be sort of the core hero to make the ganks and try and burst out the Bloodseeker. As you say, at this stage, against these two heroes, 33 is not going to have any issues down here. Going to be pretty much full HP all the time.
V-Tune actually can't walk up to get last hits, really. Every time he walks up, a blood rank gets dropped, and then they go for the arrow. He actually just has to have Doppelganger to be able to reset away from it. So every time it's on cooldown, which is often, he can't get last hits. This is quite a big problem for this safe lane right now. Always Wanna Fly trying to reset the positioning with a pull. But Milan will just arrow the creep away, and then they'll secure themselves bounties as well.
The prize is mine.
You can see over towards the mid now. BoraNija, now he's hitting the 6. Well, at least he's closing in on it. He's just staying away from the mid lane entirely. Roger is going for the long walk around, knows that he's in the jungle.
But this was a regen rune. BoraNija is full HP, full mana.
Yeah.
Even has bounty as well, too. So he'll hit 6 off this mall camp.
Even if Roger finds him, there's not going to be really too much at all he can do. If anything, BoraNija might be able to turn and start punching in on the clock.
Yeah.
As Roger will continue to sweep down bottom. Doesn't find the Storm, but might be able to use his efforts to try and do something about this bottom lane and see if he can catch 33. As 33 staying in deep.
Still.
Time's going to come in for Roger to head in. They actually get on top of him, though. He's trying to close the gap, Roger. 33. Just be a little too speedy. He's going to have another upright to lay down. Milan's actually trying to jump in and kill off Always Wanna Fly. Milan, he's got the backup of Fada. Still, Roger continuing to chase 33, but now they're low enough that 33 is able to speed up and get out of there. Roger can't close the gap.
Exactly. That's what Milan was actually. I don't think he was thinking he could kill Rubik, but if he gets him low enough, 33 gets move speed, so he's able to run away from clock. That's some nice play.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. That's exactly what he was doing then. That's some smart stuff.
Yep. Now we're seeing 3 heroes on bottom. So this general is going to be happy because of this. As soon as he's in a 1v1 matchup versus the Spectre, it's very nice for the Bat Rider.
Radiant structures are fortified.
He's actually just going to commit onto Skitter immediately. Up top here.
Got the damage from the flame break. Stick charges come out. Skitter up to the side. He's going to be saved here by BoraNija. Coming in with a zip. General pops the Fairy Fire. Tries to get another hit onto Skitter, but he's not going to be allowed to. BoraNija keeping his carry safe. The Skeeter will live, salved up as well. He's going to be back to full HP, back to farming. And very important. I mean, if there is anyone on NAVI's side that has the potential to get ahead and start taking control of the game, it is General's Bat. So
yep.
If mudgolems are able to react to those moves early on, the game's going to get so much easier for them if they can just keep General under control.
Yeah, huge move, honestly, from BoraNija. I love that. Being able to counter gank for the Spectre, you have to know that gank is going to come too. You have to know that the Bat Rider is going to commit because you don't have a support sitting behind the Spectre. And he'll have the TP available again soon. I didn't see actually if he popped the Arcane Rune before or after the TP, but either way, it's going to be up in about 2 seconds, so he'll be able to help out top if they go for another dive play. Nice turn. Connects the stun onto mid, but BoraNija will be able to just zip away.
Still with a 3-pole charge is good to go, so be able to set himself in position to constantly be ready and be on the call if they do need help on the side lanes. Bottom lane, of course, that's not going to be necessary. 33 continuing to have no issues with the space that he's finding down. There's nobody putting a stop to him.
They broke the safe lane. The PL actually has to go start to farm mid, which is not great versus BoraNija. This is...
so this is early as well, especially when it's just level 4 on the PL.
He's so under level. Spectre's level 6 and change.
They are looking for Fada here in the jungle. Roger, he's in onto the CF. Iceberg's tried to step in, but BoraNija is sitting around on top of him. Skeeter does get caught up by the stun. He's getting burst low, but the stick charges, and he's fine. Skeeter will live.
And now
As they take down Iceberg, Roger will step away. Cogs flying in some safety. There's the man that's not quite enough for BoraNija to chase on, but 33 and Milan then wraps around, and they're on top of him. He's stuck in the pit. Roger, he's going to go down too. He's trying to deny himself to Roche. It's not going to happen. 3 dead on NAVI.
They might be able to catch him if they can get the slows. Bit deep, the arrow.
Oh, that's a fantastic arrow from Milan. And this is splitting up a little bit, right? As we're coming into the 9th minute, 6-2. 2k lead here for mudgolems. Some very quick moves in response to NAVI. NAVI, they're still trying to go. Iceberg, he's straight up.
Iceberg's far from his team right now.
He wants to fight, but they're all here.
Uh-oh.
Iceberg, is he going to live? He's silenced, and he's dead. I mean, what was the... He stepped right up, hid in the trees. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're aware that they were all there, because they did just see them all. I guess he just felt the rest of NAVI would be behind him in time, but it wasn't the case.
Yeah.
I mean, that hurts big time. You just lost Iceberg 2 times in a row.
Yeah, I mean, he was the first one to die, so he was the first one to respawn in the fight. He gets there fast, but his teammates, they weren't back up in time yet. Just way too over-aggressive. mudgolems, perfect response. You know, they had this defensive ward placed down. They see them walking in, and then they just outnumber. They bring all 5 heroes. NAVI, not only can they not outnumber there, they're not ready to fight versus 5 heroes. Like you said, PL was level 4. He just hit level 5 during that entire stuff that was going on. No way that he can look to fight. Already level 6 up onto Milan. Clockwork level 4, same thing for the Rubik. These levels massive for mudgolems as well as that gold disparity.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
What? Good stuff from Iceberg. Will at least be able to stop BoraNija getting his hands on the regen rune. Still though, BoraNija's going to fight for the kill. He's in onto Iceberg. Fada's turning up as well. Iceberg's going to fall. Another death. I mean, this is painful. He's still the 3rd on the net worth, but 3 deaths back to back now. And his game is also important, specifically so because the PL had such a tough opening to this. If Iceberg's game starts to get crushed, I mean, they're going to lose a lot of the potential forces that can actually drive them through this match. I mean, anytime the team is 4k down at 10 minutes in against the team with a Spectre, it doesn't feel great.
No, it doesn't feel great. And also with a hero like Lesh, this hero is kind of a snowballing hero. If you die a couple times, you become extremely fragile in the game. And I'm looking at the front line for NAVI. They don't really have one so much, except for Roger, who he might be able to find Fada here, at least in the jungle.
There we go. Yeah, he's gonna be able to find the CF.
But I'm pretty concerned for Iceberg. Like, there's a lot of just natural burst damage on Mudgolem. The Starstorm, the Remnant, all this dagger, like all these spells, it'll kill him. And he doesn't have a natural highlighter for perspective too well.
And you know what's really going to kill him? Look, of course, the item rush from Skeeter. I mean, this is the thing to do right when you're against the Lesh.
Yeah. I think this is just now the newest, like, you just do this almost every game on the Spectres because you can farm Ancients so nicely with it. But yeah, versus Lesh, even versus Cat Rider, you eat them.
Top lane general, they're setting up for it. BoraNija's in. There's the Vortex into the arrow. I mean, they're looking good. I mean, you said it. We saw it the other day from mudgolems. Their moves and the way they play the game has been looking very, very hot right now. And this game so far, 12 minutes in, already starting to see signs of just mudgolems coming in with the outplay.
Yeah, precision, honestly, precision gaming. 9-3, no mistakes so far. And also, by the way, you said blade mail. They have double blade mail. 33 also has one. So, being Leshrac and Bat Ride in this game, you can't control your damage.
Horrible. Yeah, you kill yourself. Oh, no. Oh, it's a nightmare for the Lesh. It's a nightmare for the Bat Rider. What do you do?
They're trying to get some space to farm up. They need V2 to have this diffusal, it feels like, for them to actually have fighting chances in it. But yeah, mudgolems already with a pretty explosive start, and doesn't feel like they're going to slow it down much. Again, getting ready to fight. They've got their haunt. They've got their pretty much everything available. Storm a bit low on mana, but they're going to bring Mirana bottom as she's available to fight with this trio here. These 3 can gank and kill pretty much anyone. As General's showing in the lane.
Ultra upon him. He's trying to dive in deep. Does have always want to fly to lift back 33, but they're still diving in for the Rubik. Always want to fly. Will be able to tell the start and all, but he's burst down. General will kill 33. 33 went in for it. And General's able to just hold him in place with the lasso. So there we have finally for NAVI here, a bit of a trade that they'll certainly be happy with. General gets a free kill. That's going to help him get his boss. Pretty much done now.
Should be a pretty decent timing, too. Yeah, not too bad. That 33 literally just ran in and killed himself. Like, that was really strange. I think he was trying to, like, blade mail. I think he thought he was lower, but he also got clipped by, like, blood right from the stolen Rubik, so didn't expect all that damage. And now we're talking about lots of burst damage on the side of mudgolems. I think this is an item that you should have in almost 99% of games. Vale is finished up for Milan.
Yeah.
Pretty huge. He's actually so far 4-0-4 Milan. Danog was talking about on the panel. Milan, specialist on these certain heroes, Shadow Demon Mirana. He's owning right now.
Ooh, General. Didn't see him head in there, so cancel his TP. He's able to make it out, gets back to base. Bots are on in their way. And how's things for Iceberg? Is that his bot stun as well? No, it's got the Yules. It's got the Yules complete. Over in the river. Roger. He's gone in on Farda. The trade between the two. BoraNija picks up a haste. He's going to be ready to chase down Always Want to Fly. Vortex into the arrow for Milan. Another kill for the Milan Rana. Now Iceberg has he got the damage. He's on top of BoraNija, but in Skeeter goes. This blade mail is just destroying Iceberg.
Oh my god.
Iceberg goes down. They might find Skeeter. They do. They do manage to get the big kill on the Spectre. BoraNija's still got mana to go with. He's in on the V-Tune, but not quite enough to kill the PL. PL will live. General, he's going to clean up. He's able to get the double. That's going to be a whole lot of money in gold for General. He's also got the lasso, locking down 33 into the cogs. General with a big turnaround. 33's trying to dive in onto Roger to see if he can find this block work, but 33 is going to get blade broken by General. The kill will give him enough heal to live, but no, the Fate Bolt. Fly through in time, lift up as well for Always Want to Fly. They're going to find Farted as well. General does finally fall, but NAVI, I mean, they just team-wiped mudgolems.
They just came out huge on it. Look at General's gold.
General got so much from that. Yeah.
He just got 1,600 gold from that fight.
Yeah. He got an insane... that's
massive.
Great levels as well. I mean, General's going to be smiling. Going to be very happy with that bit of play. I mean, you see sort of what highest level on his team was the PL at 12. He's now bumped up above that. And as you say, he's nearly got the blink dagger. Down on the river, down bottom, BoraNija. Continuing to find catches.
He's still very scary. He has a full Orchid finished up as we saw him commit into mid there. So PL, V-Tune, your game is very difficult now. No Manta even on the horizon, really, for him. He's going to be going for the hood to try to protect versus magic damage. But all things considered, mudgolems, it's actually a pretty much a dead even gold exchange. The experience is just the one thing that General does come out ahead on.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Away just in time. BoraNija's got a juicy rune down bottom though. Another reject. Storm. That time is still ticking, of course, against the late game prowess of mudgolems, because Skeeter is getting some space down bottom. 2,600 gold into the relic. Obviously, once that relic's done, things are not going to be really sort of playable until NAVI. Probably, I mean, are they going to need to get BKBs on these two cores, Iceberg and V-Tune? Now, how do you deal with this?
Iceberg, yes. I don't think V-Tune can this game. I think if V-Tune has to go for BKB this game, they lose the game. Yeah, then they lose the game.
Farda.
Another pick.
Again, he's finding these. BoraNija's going to try and sit there and see if he can blow up Iceberg. Love right. Will be dodged by the Yules. Milan able to line up the arrow perfectly as he comes down for the Yules, but not enough damage to kill him. They've got the zip. BoraNija still mana to play with as he goes in for it. Roger's going for the TP out. He'll make it away. Over to the side, Always Want to Fly, will be left behind.
Getting the better fights the majority of the time here, mudgolems. PL still farming very well, but like you said, mudgolems knows what they need to do to itemize versus the PL. So we're going to see these, like, I mean, I don't know if anyone can go Crimson Guard in particular in this game, but we're going to see these items picked up. The Radiances, the Shivas, these types of items that just own the illusions. General.
Try for the pick on Farda. Underneath the tower he goes. The CM, so General and Roger do continue to just find these picks. Now getting the kills. Just that warring amount of farm that Skeeter's building up as clearing up these stacks that will pretty much giving the relic money.
They're gonna try to smoke to catch something.
This will be huge if they can get the Spectre.
Don't have lasso at the ready, though. They just did use it, but...
They've got the Yule set up. Skeeter's already headed out. He's just finished with the camp. It's just a little too late to turn up to this area. They were so close to being able to find that Spectre.
He TP'd back, actually, to make it faster, so he's healed and ready to fight. It looks like mudgolems are anticipating this movement. Everyone's set up around the back. Arrow.
Dire's structures are fortified.
We'll go back out to try to finish up this relic, and Vtune Hood is finished now. At least he's got that to protect versus all this magic damage. And on his way toward Manta. Still a long time till he can get it, but he's starting to surpass the Spectre a decent amount. Still definitely needs to be in a more farmed position this PL. It feels like there's just going to be so many counters for him.
And do you think BoraNija is going to be fine getting away with this build, the standard Yule's Bloodstone, or do you think they're, you know, when you look at sort of Navi's heroes, do you think there are still enough spells to sort of trip up this Storm whilst he's playing without any way to save himself?
I think I'm okay with it, because there's too many. There's the BKB piercing disables that just screw you. Yeah. Right, like the Bat Route and the Clockwork. Let's say you do have a BKB and you die to one of those, you'd be like, man, this BKB was such a bad purchase. Might need to get it versus PL eventually, but I'm fine with Bloodstone. I think it's a really good game for it. As you know, you want to scale. You want to get this big scaling item. Yeah,
and he's only had the 2 deaths so far, BoraNija. Still having a great showing of the Storm, 6, 2, and 7.
He took the health talent as well too, so he's very tanky. I've actually seen a lot of times when they're gonna go for the Bloodstone, they usually go for the static remnant damage because they're anticipating the super late game with the distance out remnant, but he just wants to be a little bit tankier in the front. So yeah, see, mudgolems, they're not trying to force any issue here. Cedar's pretty much gonna have Radiance done, so they're trying to tell Navi like, hey, you know, come at us. You're kind of in a position where you might be forced to make these moves because of how well Spectre's farming. And they still have their mid tower alive during all of this on mudgolems
middle
too.
Tower is under attack.
Now it'll finally die.
Navi in with
tower has fallen.
Well, the push, they'll take it.
Ooh, in general. Moonlight Shadow though.
They found it. And with the rupture and the blade mail on top of that Firefly, just reflecting so much damage back the way of General. Goes down. Skeeter's going to TP back to the base. Yeah, make sure that he's picked it up complete, ready for the Haunt.
They can fight here at any point. They have 30 seconds if they do see anything. Yeah, Navi knows they're going to play it much more casually, much more defensively. And now, Spectre Radiance is up, and it's versus a Phantom Lancer. So Vtune, like we said, he's getting all this space to farm, but will he be able to carry the game here versus a Spectre and a Storm? Feels like it's going to be pretty difficult for him.
It's not going to be easy. There's just a point where, you know, they're not going to be feeling too comfortable, mudgolems, but it's definitely that. There's going to be that bit of relief, you know, once that Spectre has the Radiance done, and you know that the game's, well, particularly when the game's still in a position where you know that you do already have the lead, you're going to be feeling pretty cozy, I think, if you're mudgolems around Skeeter Spectre.
Yeah, almost a pipe as well on 33, so, you know, mostly that magic damage coming from the Lesh. He'll be able to protect versus that a lot, too. 2 cruisers now looking to catch. Roger as well as General trying to find a target here. Smoke. It's on mudgolems. BoraNija is kind of baiting here.
Fine fighter in the trees. 33. Trying to step in on the Haunt, so he's going to come out. See, they're going to go for first. Big zip. Look at the blow up Iceberg. Straight away, they'll look for the Lesh. Iceberg buys a bit of time with the Yule's up, but he's been left behind. Iceberg will get taken out. Can they chase for anything more? 33's trying. Roger will hold him back with a hook shot on the cogs. Use the Moonlight to go further. It's still mana to play with BoraNija with a big zip all the way over to Roger. Picked up a 3rd kill for the team. 3 down on Navi.
Radiant structures
now starting to see the damage that's done with the Spectre Radiance at good timing. These team fights when Haunts up are going to feel pretty impossible for Navi to take as game getting to that stage where Navi's just got to do a lot whilst Haunt is down, and if it is up, they've got to be jumping the Spectre if they're jumping anyone at all.
It's like what we were mentioning at the beginning of the game, right? With the way that these 2 teams drafted versus each other. Navi, they have natural initiation just built into their lineup, but that's why they have the Storm Spectre. That's why they went for this type of draft style. So they know if they pop that Haunt, immediately Navi's initiation is broken, and mudgolems is just going to run them down. Navi has to full bail, it feels like, on those Haunts if they don't get the jump at the same time. feeling harder and harder for V-Tune to solo carry this game. Because we said, you know, Iceberg, a couple of those deaths in the beginning, it's really done its toll. He's getting close to BKB, but he's so damn fragile. Every single time they're going to focus fire him.
Over here now.
Down bottom.
Now General, he's not got any escape. Or maybe he does. BoraNija's a little scared. Doesn't actually fully commit for the kill there. Was I guess just worried that there'd be backup behind him, as BoraNija still had mana to play with, but takes the safer route and doesn't choose to overcommit. Even though he would have got away with it.
Yeah, doesn't have, you know, we got that bird's eye view. He doesn't see anything.
Of course, yeah, for sure. I mean, they don't just have any sort of vision at the moment
yeah.
in Navi's jungle. It's
they only saw
dark.
They only saw V-Tune on the left side. They saw nobody else. And speaking of V-Tune, he does have Manta finished. Level 18 as well, so they're trying to go off this with the timer here. General, firefight in. Warning here.
Oh, that would be a good one. They've got him in the lasso. Dragging him back into the stun.
Nice.
Take him down. Still more they can find here. Navi's going to try and chase further. Milan pots the Moonlight.
Stole it, Moonlight Shadow, actually, too.
You're right. Now, with the Invis chase, do they have the detection? This is being popped, but mudgolems are already out of the range.
It's under attack.
Got 50 seconds without the storm, so good bit of timing for Navi to get some jobs done.
Haunt is available right now for
Dire
Skeeter if they want to try to commit something.
fortified.
Just trying to defend the tower as long as possible for here. Yeah, great grab though for Navi. That's what they need to do, like you were talking about before. Try to capitalize as much as you can.
Spectre.
Yeah, and during that cooldown of Haunt is when you have to be making those plays.
Radiant's
Now they're gonna have to start
bottom
backing
tower
up though.
is
Storm
under
is respawning very soon, and we do have those bounties respawning as he respawns.
Navi will be able to just get the two up top.
Dire's top tower is under
There's
attack.
down bottom.
Put them down a decent amount though. They're already at like 7k net worth lead. Now they're at the 5k. You know, Navi's move definitely did do a tiny bit of damage there, which they need.
Yeah.
Need time, at least for V-Tune, to try to be able to carry this game. He's gonna go for the Basher, probably go for the Abyssal eventually.
Yeah, you could definitely, you know, this is, you know, Navi is not playing bad. They're still playing well. It's just the nature of the heroes that they have. It's a lot harder for Navi, it feels, this game, but with the draft and the game being in the position that it is. Navi's still trying their best to get something out of these fights, but yeah, they've got to keep it at top form.
Big jump. The Haunt is still available too if they see anything else. It's just going to be a pick off for now though. And yeah, this all is that big snowball of, you know, because the Leshrac died a couple times. Like if it was Navi with Iceberg with a couple more kills, then they'd be the ones maybe a little bit more aggressive here.
Yeah, I think you're right as well. They're not that far behind at the moment. It feels that they're further behind because they are against this very farm Spectre. But yeah, you're right. If Iceberg would have been able to have more of a game, a bit better of a start, maybe it would have been a little closer. But as it is, kills continue to be found here by mudgolems. Over here now. Sweep across the map. Themselves always want to fly as well. BoraNija 9, 3, and 10.
Those are some huge kills. Says now mid tower will be on the docket. Milan also just picked up an Ags, by the way. 33. Try, but that's strong. 33.
Yeah, instantly with the blade bow pop, they don't want to commit any further.
And yeah, dude, Milan has an Agonist, by the way. He's the same farm as the Bat Rider on the opposing team. And that's more ways to clear illusions with the Veil, too.
Radiant's
This Morana, 8, 1 and 11, Milan. Damn. Always there for the follow-up for BoraNija, it seems. As they're scooping.
V-Tune is still, he's carrying his heart out the best he can. I mean, look at the farm that this PL has. He hasn't been involved in much action, but V-Tune has been farmed exceptionally well.
Oh, BoraNija.
I found him. They've got the chain stun. He's getting low. All the batteries off, but he's still able to zip out and pop that plus and heal, and now they'll turn. Iceberg pots the BKB, but he's just going to still die straight through it.
V-Tune shoots it.
Can V-Tune clean up? He's moving in, but the blood right comes out. They just don't have the damage to kill the Spectre. Finally, they do. The last bit of burst will kill Skeeter, but it's at the cost of 4 of their own lives. It just takes so much to kill the Spectre right now, and of course with Dispersion and the Blade now, so much damage is done during that process of trying to kill him as well.
Fly still hiding here. The sentry's down.
Oh, they've hit him with the scan. Oh, no, he's around. They scanned him out. They're going to be able to find him as well. You cannot hide from the mudgolems.
Damn.
Because now it is getting to a pretty severe lead here. 31 to 14, 10k lead.
Look at how much damage B2 takes here, by the way. The Veil with the Ag's Marana, when she jumps in, the double Star Storm hits with combo and Blood Right, and watch, just boom. He's just all the way down to 20% HP, so all they combined.
Yeah, it's just... I know that the drafting from mudgolems, it just was a little bit more solid, and at this stage, the lineup in NAVI, it's very hard to make work.
Yep.
When you're playing it from this position being this far behind now.
Bottom
you just really have that one big core, as we saw, like Iceberg, he has BKB and all, he survives a little bit longer in the fights, but those stats, they really have taken the toll on him, and it really feels like it's B2 against a triple core lineup that is quite good versus his hero. They're gonna look for this Roche during the hunt being on cooldown, but
they are not gonna get away with this.
I don't think so either. Dagger's already there to scout. Roger's at 20% HP.
Yeah, he's got to run. He's got to be very careful.
Thirst vision of him already.
It's going to be cancelled by the dagger. I mean, I don't think that Roche was ever going to happen.
No. And now
they do not have the damage.
Haunt in 20 seconds now, too. So, also to point out, Spectre also has great Fairy Fire and level 20 talent. So, I say 2400 HP, but he's probably going to get 2 greater Fairy Fire usages off.
Yeah.
If they do ever commit onto him. So a huge strength here for mudgolems. As Haunt about to come up, they're going to look mid.
He's going to try and jump straight away. I spoke for the BKBs. He had a commitment stop, but the timing wasn't quite there. He didn't get the timing, so BoraNija was still able to zip away. Iceberg goes for the BKB TP out. He'll make it away. So, all things said and done, you know, it's NAVI just losing a Rubik, and Haunt was used, so yeah, when you're playing from behind, you're probably kind of happy with that, though. Yeah. Haunt only got a Rubik kill.
It's pretty huge, honestly. They can fight around this Roche, I thought. This might be a little over-aggressive here for mudgolems. Without Haunt available, BoraNija is huge, though. He has a regen and 20 Bloodstone check, so he can do quite a lot here.
See how they can start this. Soon. Rhino pops his Iceberg. He's heading in with the smoke. Fighter already onto Fighter. Fighter's getting low. Fighter will fall. Zip on the side. He went straight into a lasso. They have the lasso in the stop. BoraNija goes down. Not being able to get him to turn over Skeeter. Skeeter's pushing his mad. He's trying to run. Beaches in with the bashes. Skeeter trying to hold his ground to be a buyback from BoraNija in an effort to keep this one in good position for mudgolems. Iceberg's run down by 33. Beach's still trying to look for Skeeter. The hook cuts in from Roger. They're pushing back for the cold. Skeeter's getting longer. Can they kill him? They can't. He's able to live. He's still alive. They are struggling to kill this Spectre, but they just can't. As BoraNija comes in, saves the day with his buyback. As the fight may not be over quite yet. Iceberg has got the BKB back up. He did buy back for this, so he's got to be careful. He's going to try and CP out. They got anything to stop it? They don't. He will be able to protect himself. Good job that he does as well as he did, as I say, buy back for that one. But at the end of it all, despite NAVI's best efforts, is still mudgolems coming out ahead, keeping that lead, and with this Roche, they're only going to grow it even further.
What a huge start of a fight, too, for NAVI, right? They used to kill Fada, they used to kill BoraNija, but then the double-graded Fairy Fire actually saves Skitter. He used the first one, it puts him up at like 700, gets the second usage off, literally saves him, puts him back at 500 HP. He survives because of greater Fairy Fire in that fight, and the buyback, of course, before they get to blow up that PL. The one time it feels like NAVI might have a hope in this game.
It's just such an uphill struggle for them.
I can't believe the Fairy Fire is such a good item, actually.
It's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of damage, you know. Plus 40 damage. It feels amazing.
Yep.
I don't care. I don't care about these boring items like Titan Sliver, status resistance, and magic resistance. Shut up. I want damage. Well, just base attack damage. Shut up. That's a percentage. I don't work in percentages. I work in flat values, my friend.
He literally got 900 health for free during that fight because of it. So, it's huge. There's now a 14k gold lead, 25,000 experience lead, and now they're in an extremely comfortable position. Even Dota Plus is crazy. 98%. I thought it would be a little bit, given a little more to NAVI.
I mean,
98%. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's a Spectre. It loves the Spectre, and you can't. I don't think Gaben's wrong on that either.
Nah.
I mean, this game, you do look at this Spectre, and you do kind of feel that it's over.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
The NAVI definitely coming in with their punches, despite being in a difficult position here in this game.
Shadows.
Yeah, they're still like trying to fight back, and they're still making some of the right moves. It's just the mudgolems is just reading the plays. They're always one step ahead, it feels. They have this ward vision on top to scout the PL around the secret crop shop, and look at this, they're all setting up immediately. They might actually be able to find V-Tune.
He's trying to hide in his illusions. Oh, they've got him. V-Tune down, out for 80 seconds.
Top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
That ward just up on that high ground. Saw him chilling around the area for too long. All of them set up. They have their lanes in a great position to do that at this point here. And using a hunt for PL, always worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
As now all of Navi.
He's the one with the money.
Yeah, Navi all has to kind of just be very careful now. Both supports cannot leave the base. General and Iceberg might get found here. They're stalking. Milan's on the hunt.
Here I am.
Oh, he sees the Firefly. He's going to hunt the arrow. Will General blink into it?
That would have been amazing. But
that would have been pretty dope. But they push them all the way out, so now lanes are going to continue to being forced into the side of Navi, and now they have to just watch their outer towers get taken out, it feels. No PL 25.
I'm not really too fussed about the state of the bottom lane. mudgolems has already got the tier 2 there. Just this mid and top. I want to try and take these towers out with, and Skeeter's bringing in the top lane. He's got the Skadi complete now on Spectre.
Oh boy, they did have, like, that's the one thing Navi had some fortunate things for Leshrac, is he had BKB to be able to run away from targets. Now, Rupture plus Skadi, no way that Iceberg's going to be getting out unless he just BTPs.
It's just so hard.
So hard.
Yeah, with the Skadi's Skeeter dies. Probably not going to happen.
Nope. And he has a sliver too, so magic resist to plenty as well on top too.
Yep.
Yeah, he's...
Iceberg. Gotta put the BKB. His TP's on cooldown though.
He's dead.
He hasn't got a TP available for 15 more seconds, and he's not going to get those 15 more seconds. 90 seconds. No Iceberg. Getting closer and closer to probably the point where mudgolems are able to finish this one up.
And look at this, Milan already, they're swinging for the bounty runes. Catches Roger with the arrow immediately. Will there be follow-up from his team, though, as he's now arrowed?
Stolen arrow.
And Roger's... Oh, look him go!
Double clocking. Yeah, he gets him. Everybody jump into the pit now. Fardo's in. It's the other side. Horn coming out. They're ready to fight this. Skeeter's able to find. Always want to fly here. Moves over straight away. He's going to continue to jump straight back over to mid to join BoraNija, killing off General. 4 dead on Navi. 41-17. 18k lead. Radiant's middle.
They're actually going to hold on to him. Okay, that was a little bit crazy. 33 really wanted to go for him. But the way that they... So bounty runes spawn, and they swing across the map instantly, and that sets them up to get these 4 kills. Sure, it's like the game is pretty over anyway, but it's just the way that they're moving around the map throughout the entire game. That's what it feels like. They're always just one step ahead of Navi. Even if they lose a hero, they get the big favorable trades every time. Have to just watch. Level 25 special.
My goodness. Definitely worked out very well for mudgolems. Just another showing of what this team's capable of so far. I've seen them come in this squad of big names that you will recognize. Coming together, sort of some names that have had a lot of success, some that have maybe not, yet to sort of find a team to propel themselves to the very top of tiers. And what we're seeing, those opportunities been granted for players like BoraNija. So far, the way that he plays around with mudgolems, it just seems to fall into place really well. I mean, I think any sort of team where you can pick something like the Storm Spirit and have such a good performance, just shows how good the team is at playing together to make sure that there are these amount of opportunities for BoraNija to pop off. I mean, 14, 4, and 18. Having a great time this game.
Their Moonlight shadowed right on top of the smoke, and the dust wasn't there. Roger wasn't there in time. Mudgolem's gonna reset. They have the vision on the high ground. Yeah, no, I'm very impressed with mudgolems. I love the way that they opened with. I love the way they drafted in this game too. Like the way they opened the first 2.
What was the first 2 picks in this game?
It was Mirana Spectre because they saw Clockwork, so the Mirana never has to worry about clock, and then Spectre always good versus Rubik because that's the 2 supports, lack of damage. Yeah, it's really been like super good planning across the board here, from like in-game play just to like that draft, the way they, I feel like they outsmarted Navi a bit during the drafting phase too. That's really good to see. As Navi just so far on the back foot. Now V-Tune, he's trying. Even going for, he's trying to go for the silver edge even, to try to be the break versus Skeeter, but
you need it.
Yeah.
This stage of the game as well against the Spectre, that item is, you know, with the break mechanic is actively going to do way more damage than anything else you can buy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But still probably not enough damage, even with the Skeeter being broken.
Yep, 4,000 life, 3,700, sorry, on Agi Treads. Yeah, he shouldn't die. And just so much backup as we see BoraNija. He hits level 25 as well on top, and he has an Arcane Rune to boot on top of 23 Bloodstone charges.
Here I am!
As soon as I have the old Aghanim Scepter. Very nice with the Blood Right. Excellent setup, and seeing already that high burst and silence from 33 is quite the issue for these heroes to play against.
Looking forward to seeing all those bursts come together. Milan has an Ethereal Blade 2 finished up with his Veil, so yeah, heroes are going to pop real quick on the side of Navi. And here goes the smoke, as well as Moonlight Shadow. They're hunting Milan. Trying to catch something here. Other important thing is, too, I've been seeing almost everybody on the side of Mudgolems carrying dust, by the way. So people in your pubs, even if you're a core, I saw BoraNija carrying dust still at this point in the game, by the way, over his bed. You guys better watch this and learn. You're playing versus Glimmers and stuff, buy dust on core. And sports.
You can just see the chat now. It's just a whole lot of no's.
Lol.
No.
But look, it's like Milan has dust, Bada has dust, BoraNija has had dust. I saw Skeeter carrying one earlier. They're like like every single person had a dust, it felt like, at some point in this game, for them to make sure that they can focus fire those. Navi trying to get outside here.
All they can catch. They're under fire. They do manage to get the Lancer as well. Onto Milan. Track the two in. Here's the counterplay though. The hole comes out. Comes away onto what a fly. Over towards clockwork. BoraNija looks to bring in Fada holding his ground, but the ult does still die. Roger's still alive here. He's not quite fallen. With the bash onto Iceberg, holding him through the BKB as Iceberg is dead and gone for 70. V-Tune's trying to hide, but the Vortex drags him in. And just Skeeter able to clean up with no issue whatsoever. His health just does not get low at all in these fights.
This is just such fighting here from. I mean, at this point it's easy for them, but yeah, they're always getting the right target. Like 33, I think I wish I could like go and see how many times he's ruptured Leshrac this game, because I think every cooldown has been used on Iceberg. Iceberg pops BKB, gets ready to charge in to do some damage, and then he's ruptured it. It's just been like perfect from them across the board.
33, he's going to be able to hold Roger away from stepping anywhere near the pit. Ruptures out, Roger, he's dead for 90. And they're ready to push in with that Aegis on BoraNija. They'll call it. They'll look towards the next game on this one, as this game one does go on for 41 minutes, but a lot of that 41 minutes very much feeling the game was already in the hands of Mudgolems.